everybody, MDpolo here at Range USA in Carmel, Indiana, and today we are shooting the new Ruger Blackhawk Convertible. It's chambered in 45 ACP at 45 auto, and also it's got a separate cylinder for 45 Colt. I'm by myself at the range. We're about 7 yards out. We're going to take the first shots on camera for the Ruger Blackhawk Convertible, shooting at 45 ACP today. Wow, that was high. It's high again. That's better. That's better. I think I got one more, two more. That was it. Yep. Let's bring it in. Sorry about that. All right, let's turn you around. So not bad. I'm not displeased with that. That was my very first shot up there. The rest were here. As you know, I'm not a revolver guy. And first shots through this Ruger Blackhawk, new Ruger Blackhawk Convertible. Very nice revolver. And now let's go to the tabletop. Alrighty, we're back from the range, and that was a lot of fun. As you know, I'm pretty new to revolvers. I'm learning. I've purchased several. I've reviewed a few. And my interaction with you in the comments section is my favorite part of running the channel. So let me know what I don't know. Help me learn. But I do ask that you are kind to me and just help me learn. Now, getting back to it, the time at the range was very enjoyable. I shot more than what I showed on film at the beginning, and I got better with this. I have a lot of firearms chambered in 45 ACP, and this revolver came with 2 cylinders from the factory YouTube. One, which is the one I have installed in 45 auto, and the second one in 45 Colt. So you've got the flexibility of running both calibers and out of one single revolver. So I thought that was very cool. Now, this is the new Ruger Blackhawk Convertible. It's a single action revolver, and it's got a 5.5 inch barrel. It's 6-round capacity. It weighs 40 ounces. The exact model number is the 0463. It has a retail price, or a suggested retail price, of $979. In this specific revolver was made in 2017. Now, YouTube, no, I do not sell firearms. I'm not trying to sell a firearm. I'm simply making an educational video. Now, according to Ruger's website, this is no longer available. At least it's no longer available at their website. Now, at the range, this was a lot of fun to shoot. And it was accurate. The trigger is amazingly smooth. Now, one thing I want to start with because a lot of people don't watch it all the way to the end. So I want to talk about this right off the bat. These are not the grips that the revolver originally came from. According to Ruger, because I did speak to them, it came with just regular plastic checkered grips on it. And I bought this used, and along the way somebody put this beautiful, these are Altamont grips, Lone Star grips. So these are not any special edition, or they're not what it's shipped from by Ruger. And when I purchased this from a local gun shop, it was represented as being the Ruger Blackhawk Convertible, quote, Texas edition. And that's one of the reasons why I purchased it, because I thought it was something special. It was a special edition Ruger Blackhawk. And of course the landscapers show up. My apologies for that. Nothing I can do. So I did some research. Unfortunately, I did the research after I purchased it. I called Ruger. I called Davidson's, because a lot of times the distributors will do specials with manufacturers. So I called Ruger, I called Davidson's, I called Lipsey's, I called Sport South, and nobody has done a quote Texas edition. So I wish I could have done my research, would have done my research before buying it, because even though it's a very nice revolver, I thought I was buying something that was a special edition revolver, and it's not. It's a regular Ruger Blackhawk Convertible. Somebody along the way put the Altamont grips, and it was sold to me as a Texas edition. So, lesson learned, I do my research before I buy, so I don't purchase something that is not. So instead of the Texas edition, I'm going to call it the Westfield Indiana edition. And I'll leave it at that. But the grips are very nice. It's medium-sized hands. This is a really large revolver. And with these extra thick and large grips, it is a handful for me. So I kind of wish I had the opportunity to fire it with the original wood grips on it. So, moving on, the Ruger Blackhawk was originally designed or inspired by the Colt Single Action Army, which of course is the revolver that won the West. And what really propelled the Ruger Blackhawk is the popularity of Western films, Western movies in the 50s and 60s. And that really helped the sales in the mass manufacturing that happened with the Ruger Blackhawk. So, like I mentioned earlier, it's got a 5.5-inch stainless steel barrel, and it is Colt hammer forged and with a beautiful blued finish. Letting you look it around. The sights are also pretty nice. It's got fully adjustable sight in the rear, and it's got a blade with a fiber optic in the front. The frame is also interesting because if you can see here, there's a difference. You can see the difference in tone between this part and this part. So the frame down here, it's all aluminum, as well as the ejector rod and the trigger guard. It's all aluminum. You can see a little bit here, you can see better the difference. So from my fingernail down, it's all aluminum, and from this line up, it's all steel. And you can see this thing is built like a tank. It's a 2-pin. Some of the older ones, the more desirable ones, from what I've heard, would be a 3-pin, but the newer ones are 2-pin. Also, I'm told that the 3-pin will have a little bit better trigger than the 2-pin. Another nice thing about the second cylinder, like I mentioned here, is that to change them, you don't need any tools whatsoever. So you see this button right here. I'm not going to do it on camera, just in case I mess it up. But you press this button, you open the loading port over here. You press the button, and then you just slide the rod out, and the cylinder will come out on the right hand side. And then you grab your .45 Colt, in this case, cylinder, pop it in from this side, holding it in place, put the rod all the way in, make sure it clicks, and then you're ready to go. I've seen people do it on camera with one hand while they were holding their phone on the other hand. Now, the nice thing about it is, how can you tell, because they're not really marked, how can you tell which one is the .45 Colt and the .45 ACP? Well, the .45 Colt, as you can see here, is completely smooth all the way in. Okay, there's no lines, there's nothing. If I were to take the .45 ACP out, about halfway through, you will see a ridge inside of the cylinder. And that ridge, like a little ledge, is made to hold the casing of the .45 Auto, so it doesn't go all the way through. So that's a quick way you can tell. Now the trigger, and yes, it is unloaded. Let's see. Oh, there you go. I think can you see that ridge in there? That's the ridge I was talking about. There you go, you can see it a little better. So it is unloaded. And the trigger, it's one of the things I wanted to talk to you about. You see, there you have the transfer bar. And that's one of the things that they improved with this revolver, with a second generation, let's call it that. You can see the transfer bar comes up and it blocks the firing pin. So now you've got a 6-round capacity that you actually can carry 6 rounds. I'm going to do it on this side too, in case the light is better. But you've got, now you don't have to carry just 5 with 1 empty chamber for safety. Now you can carry all 6 because you got the transfer bar that blocks it. So there's no way the hammer can hit the firing pin. So very, very nice. Another nice thing about this is being a single action only, is the trigger is very, very nice. You see that? Boom. It's just crisp. That's all the pre-travel on it. And from there on, it's just beautiful, crisp trigger. And on my scale, is pulling consistently at 2.5 pounds. The trigger shoe is a little bit on the wide side. It's very smooth and very comfortable compared to other older Rugers that I've seen. And once again, sorry about the landscapers outside. So I don't want to spend too much time on this, partly because of my lack of knowledge, but I just wanted to share some opinions with this beautiful Ruger Blackhawk. And it was a lot of fun. It's built like a tank. It's accurate. It's been reliable. And like I said at the beginning, I really would like to shoot it with thinner grips and see how that changes my experience, because these are just monstrous grips. As pretty as they are, they're just mammoth. But I love the way they look. Another thing that was interesting about the experience is that because it is single action, and because you have to open the little loading door here, forgot the terminology, and you've got to load one by one by one, and then when you're done, you've got to eject one by one by one. It really changes your shooting experience, at least it did for me, because it slows everything down. Now I don't have to, you're not just loading a magazine and pow, 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 and then eject and then put another mag in and pow, pow, pow. It just slows everything down. And the 45 ACP, you can play with the loads and get some really soft shooting loads and really enjoy with the weight of this revolver with a softer load. It is just a joy to shoot. Another thing is that since they're being listed on the website as no longer available on the website, then they might be a little bit more of a collector. I mean, they're not rare by any means, but they're a little bit less available than they were before. So that's what I got for you on this new Ruger Blackhawk Convertible in 45 Auto and 45 Colt. Let me know what your thoughts are on this. Let me know what I missed, what I should have said, or what I said wrong. I really appreciate you taking a look at this Ruger Blackhawk Convertible Westfield Indiana edition. Please remember that I upload videos every Friday morning and when I can on Wednesday mornings as well. I'm more active on Twitter or X than I was before, and you can also find me on Instagram and on Rumble. The channel is growing. I appreciate your support. Make sure you're subscribed if you appreciate what I do here. And until the next time, God bless.